Happy dance, happy dance. Shake that booty. Shake that booty. Ooh, happy dance. We're getting a full circle. Happy dance. That cricket is singing the song of my people. He said, "Ooh, the light's on me. Stop. Jacob time. Can't touch us." What's up, all you cool snakes and neonates? How's it going? I hope you're all keeping well. So, we have a bug and beastie episode for you guys today. If you're a fan of the spiders or you're intrigued by the spiders, this is going to be an episode for you. We've got some rehousings to do. We're going to do some feedings. We're going to try and see if we can get some slow motion shots of some feeding for you guys from some of the tarantulas. But first, before we get into that, guys, we're going to start off on a bit of a down note, bit of a sad note. Fortunately, we had a passing away. Chi-Chi, our spiny flowered mantis, passed away. Was a real shame simply because that was an amazing animal. I loved that animal to absolute bits. She was absolutely fantastic and I was gutted. I think it was actually a boy. I always called it a female. So I think it was a male because it run the lifespan of a male mantis. It was a little bit shorter than I was expecting. But nonetheless, I absolutely loved every moment with that animal. I would handle it and take it out. He would sit on my hands and then take me about half an hour to get him back in again because he knew exactly what I was trying to do, and I'd put my finger in to put him back onto his enclosure, and he'd run back up, and I had this little game where I'd put one hand here, finger here, and he'd run up, jump on that finger, and then I'd do vice versa, and do it on each hand, and he would just sit and do that. And there was this one time he was eating this waxworm. He had it in his little hands like this and he was munching on it. And I can't remember what I did. I gave him a fright or I did something. And he just turned, looked at me, didn't break eye contact and just threw the waxworm like, well, don't want that anymore. Just sheer sass. I absolutely loved that animal. It was full of character. I definitely always want to have one of those in the collection. So next time I see them for sale again, I'm going to buy one, maybe two. We'll see. Who knows what will happen. But I absolutely loved my little praying mantis. That was my first ever praying mantis. That was a birthday present from Kirsten and I absolutely loved that little animal to bits. I really did. I was really upset. It was actually a while ago it passed away now. So I was really upset that that one passed away. Bye. But nevertheless, that's freed up an enclosure now. One of the P. regalis is getting a bit big for its enclosure and it would sit fine just in that one. So we're going to change that enclosure about and put one of the P. regalises in there, guys. Along with, we're going to rehome the Mexican white knee. That one's going to go into a bit of a bigger tub. The little Trepepe sling has a bit of mould in its enclosure, so we're going to change that about, put that one into another tub. So different size tarantulas are getting rehomed today. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Isn't that a beautiful spider? That is a pretty spider. I'm thinking from the molt that I've had from that one, that is a female. We're hoping for a female anyway. That is a pretty spider. Oh, I like the fancy. Ooh, you've never been defensive before. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, you're not normally defensive. Hmm? What are you doing in there, silly? Now this is because she has just been moved. Give her a moment to settle down and she will realise that there's food in there. Also the light can sometimes make them go a bit heavy. Oh, no. Silly spiders. Next up is the little Trepepe. You can see the little mould spores that have formed in there. This waxworm enclosure actually has better ventilation, so I'm going to put this one in, put it in this one anyway instead. There you can see a tiny little Trepepe is about 2 molts in. Still going, certainly the smallest sling we have. And contrary to, it says they're extremely fast growing slings, this is actually probably the slowest growing sling we have. That's the calmest Trepepe I've ever met. Actually, it's slightly, no, it's actually quite a bit bigger. An enclosure, that one, to the other one. Doesn't look like it, but it is actually a lot bigger. So there we go, it's had a little upgrade as well. Look at how beautiful that spider is. Now I'm fairly certain little Evie here is a male. Fairly certain. If Buttercup turns out to be a male, of course we will be rehoming one of them. This is a spider that likes to burrow and dig and destroy its house and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put an extra bit of... Oh, look at the size of that spider right there. He is ready for food and he will get food. Just as soon as he is in his new enclosure, I've absolutely no doubt he won't hesitate to eat. I've actually been slowing down his feeding, just simply so we can have a lot longer with this beautiful animal, because if it turns out to be male, of course it will have a shorter lifespan. So I have slowed down his eating a little bit, not enough to of course make him underweight. So he gets a deep substrate, even though this is an arboreal spider, meaning it climbs and spends a lot of its time higher up. So what I'm going to do is what I always do is I'll reuse, I'm going to try and get him out, some of his old bedding and mix it into his new. And then we're going to actually have to put his water bowl in there too. Look at that spider. And then, oh, look at it. That is just stunning. Funny wee thing. Won't be funny if he escapes. So, let's try and get him in our catch cup and see how this is going to go down, boys. But these guys are such fantastic eaters. I bet you we can get a feeding straight away. Straight in. Look at that. Straight away. Don't hide with it. Well, that's just rude. One happy spider. Now that it's had time to calm down, there you go. That's better. No, my noms. Camera doesn't pick it up, but this spider is beautifully pink. Gorgeous spider. This is our other smaller regalis, who is usually very timid, but recently has started to come out of its shell. No, I don't think it's molted. This is the one that's a little crazy. There you go. Hope I got that. Here's Curly Whirly, our curly hair tarantula. This is our educational ambassador, and I just dropped the cricket. She's often very slow and will eat in her own time. Bit of a pain like that. Sometimes she can be ferocious, and sometimes she can be shy. She hasn't long molted, but she has eaten. In about 2 weeks since she molted, she has had a meal, so I know she will eat. I'm going to try to turn this light off. There. I should jump for it. Moment we turned the light off there. A lot of the spiders seem to be affected by the filming light and won't eat when you have it on. We can hear her crunching those, sinking those fangs into that cricket. She's saying, "This is my cricket, and I'm going to take it to go. Thank you." And here we have our male curly hair, who is mature, so he might not even eat. Sometimes eats, sometimes doesn't. He went to grab it there. Cricket's giving him the run around. Oh. He's got it. He was hungry today. That's good. I like to see him eating. Because they tend to, when they hit sexual maturity, they tend to stop eating and just rot away and waste away into nothing. So that is good. Filling up his water. And next door to him, through the divide, we move this over, we have the king of crazy himself. This right here is our large male Tripepe. Believed to be male. That's an alpha big abdomen, but I'm imagining he looks like he might be coming into molt. All the other spiders have molted, and he hasn't, and he ran away from me there, which is unlike his normal behaviour, so we're going to offer him up a cricket and see what happens. That's what happens. There we go. He's a fantastic eater. I could throw another cricket in there and he'll have both of them in his fangs at the same time. He will actually destroy 2 at a time. There we go. Yes, that's supposed to be a male, but you guys seen the size of that abdomen there. I'm assuming that is him going into molt. But that is the craziest spider in our collection right there. That is Jacob, as named by Samuel. If I put drops of water in there, he'll chase the drops of water. Giving him water right now. He is the funniest sleeper. He will sleep hanging with his bum hanging off of that hide there. He'll sleep face first, doing a headstand in his water bowl. This spider is an absolute character. There's Jacob, the Tripepe, or giant Brazilian blonde eating spider. Rather a big one. This looks female there, the size of everything, but hey, it would be awesome if it was female. There we go. So that was some feedings, guys. Next up we have some footage of when a few of them molted out, and I tried sexing the molts, so let's go and take a look at that before we're done. Next up, we have a couple of molted spiders. Curly Whirly and Evie have just molted out, so our curly hair and our larger P. regalis have molted out. So we're going to have a look at those molts and see if we can sex them. I'm pretty sure that the curly hair is a female and the P. regalis is male. I'm pretty positive, but all the same, every now and then I like to double check their molts until they hit maturity, just to have a look and see. We've got 2 good molts here, so won't take any harm in doing it. As you guys can see, I'm not working off a table just now. Some questionable person stole my table that when I left out in the garden for a day. They actually came into the garden and stole my table that I work off. Can you believe that? So I need to get a new table to work off. So we're working off a stack of box rubs right now. So what I like to do is soak them in hot soapy water, or warm soapy water. We dab of soap, like a pea size, and some warm water. If you try to put them in cold water, they're just going to float around the top and not do anything. So it's got to be warm water. And what I'll do, put them on the kitchen roll and spread them out, and the kitchen roll will absorb any extra moisture and it'll be a lot easier to spread them out. This is what I use to spread them out. This is literally one of those ties that you get off toys or things like that, that when you take them out of the box, these are all like wound around them and things like that. So I take one of these and I make it sort of into a scissory kind of thing, and this is how I stretch out the skins without ripping them. And that's my procedure. So let's get into it. So I do not have my camera lady today. I'm filming loads of scenes. I'm actually filming 2, potentially 3 separate episodes. I'm going to see how long they are and see what I put where. But yeah, I'm potentially filming 2 or 3 episodes by myself. So this is going to be interesting. Trying to hold the camera and film all this stuff. I'll quickly show you how I pop them out, and it's not like that because I'm doing this one-handed, and I'm going to lose my cookies pretty soon. So then I'm just going to put it into position and then start to spread out the abdomen. so the soap can be quite sticky. It's a lot more finicky with smaller molts. This is quite a large molt, so it's going to be a lot easier to do. I'll see you in a second once I've spread it out. Alright, so that's the curly hair spread out there. And what you're looking for is right back here, is you're going to look for this little pocket you can see here. So, like I always say, guys, I am no expert. I'm quite new to this. I'm a novice trying to make his way, do the best he can, but I would take that little pocket at the back there, and you can see that line. I would take that as being female. Correct me if I'm wrong, or agree with me if I'm right, guys, but to my understanding, that would be a girl. I hope so anyway, because we already have a male curly hair. So let's try the Regalis. So that is the P. Regalis one done. Unfortunately, that molt was a bit older and hadn't... See, Curly Wurly's molt I'd taken out immediately and sort of set it aside, whereas the Regalis I'd left in and hadn't disturbed the spider because it was down in its burrow, and I didn't want to disturb the molt. Unfortunately, the molt is a bit chewed up and you can't use that for anything, but from what I can see, I would still say male. There is no pocket there, I can tell. I would still go on the assumption that that one there be a male, be a boy. So there you go. There's two of the spiders molted, you know. Getting big though. Getting bigger. Getting there. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that. I hope you did. As always, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Hit the bell button, share the channel around. You guys know what you're doing. Jacob here is giving a happy dance. He's that happy and delighted with that episode. Look at that. He's like, yeah, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. Man's a happy dance. Oh yeah. That's a happy spider right there. So be as happy as Jacob. Hit that subscribe button for the Jacob. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.